Hello, Facebook family. So, what's the time? Hold on a second. 7:28. So, today we are going to be talking about relationships. So, some of you may know this, some of you may not know this, but my little sister is a motivational speaker. She's an author and a relationship coach. So, she wanted to come on live today to talk to you single people and give you some tips on how to find the perfect relationship. So I'm gonna just add her to the live. Bear with me. Oh, it's saying I've got a slow connection. What have I done here? Right. Hey, girl.
Hey.
You're right.
I'm fabulous. Okay, hang on. Yeah. Hang on one sec. Okay, so we got this rocking and rolling.
Got this rocking and rolling right now. I'm going to just move my camera back a little bit. That's
There you
better.
go.
We're
Now we look like
twinning
twins.
with the glasses.
Now we look like twins.
For
So
real.
for those, yeah, for
Right,
those who
hon.
don't know, I'm Joan. She's Nina. This is her page, and I happen to be her sister.
Right, I'm going to be vaping while we're talking, Joan, because I don't smoke anymore,
Kudos.
but I vape. So I'm going to just let you do you. What are we talking about today?
Yeah. So today we're talking about getting out of your own way.
Okay.
Yeah.
What does that mean? What does that even mean?
Good question. What does that mean? So a lot of the times, and it's just the way humans are, we're always in victim mode where we feel like the only reason why we don't have certain things in our lives is because of something external, nothing to do with us. But the reality is, that even though today we're talking about relationship, but it goes beyond relationships. It's everything to do with your life. Most of the time, the reason why you don't have what it is that you really want is because of you. You're the one in your own way. So if you just get out of the way, then things can start to happen. So today we're really talking about relationships and what are some of those things? How can you start to identify and deal with? Because you do have to deal with some of these things standing in the way of you having that loving, fulfilling, healthy, not just any type of relationship, but really that healthy, fulfilling relationship. And it's not an easy thing because whether we like it or not, none of us got out of our childhood alive. We all carried all the trauma, all the baggage, and then you got into adulthood, you got into lots of relationships and situationships. So now more baggage, more trauma. And now a lot of that is standing in the way of the actualization of the true type of relationships that we desire. So yeah, so get out of your own way. That's what we're talking about today.
Okay. So how do we get out of our own way?
I like the way you just go straight. Like,
for it. Like, how do we get out of our own way?
How do you get out of your own? Well, like with everything in life, it starts with self-awareness. Because first of all, if you're not even aware that you're in your own way or that you're sabotaging your ability to attract and nurture and have those type of relationships we're talking about, then there's nothing to fix. So the first step is really being aware, being conscious of what is going on. What am I doing, knowingly or unknowingly, to stand in the way of attracting what it is that I want? And for a lot of people, it's that fear of opening up, that fear of putting themselves in that vulnerable state to be able to attract the type of love. Because, hey, you've been heartbroken, you've had people do you bad, you're just like, okay, I'm never going to be open enough. I'm never going to allow myself to be taken advantage of. But with love and with intimate relationships, if you're not open enough, then you really can't build the type of foundation and the bond that is required for you to have a fulfilling, healthy, loving relationship.
So, what you
it's
saying?
identification, self-awareness is the first step.
So are you saying that we attract the relationships that we want, or we don't
100%.
attract the relationships that we want?
You attract everything in your life. Like no one is
Right,
doing anything to you.
right.
So it's just a law of attraction. Whether you believe it or not, it doesn't really matter. It's just what it is.
Mm.
Whatever you have in your reality, whatever is happening with you, to you, for you, whatever, is because of you. You attract what you are. And the problem is most of the time we attract what we don't want. So the question is, okay, if I'm attracting all of this stuff, how can I fix me so that I can attract the things that I do want and stop attracting all this
Is
people that I really
it,
don't want?
you made a good point. Is that because a lot of the time we concentrate more on the things that we don't want rather than concentrating on the things that we do want? Do you get what I mean? So
Yes.
it's like, oh my
Only
God,
because it's easier. So that's
right.
the easy way out. Because, and especially if you've gone through trauma, you've been heartbroken, you've been manipulated, used, whatever it is, then that is top of mind for you because that's a hurtful experience. So if someone said to you, Nina, what are you looking for in a man? It's easy to reel out 50,000 things that you don't want. But if I said, okay, no, forget what you don't want. What do you want?
Mm, mm,
Easy, you know, like I'm not asking for too much. What do you want?
mm.
It's very difficult for a lot of people to really articulate what it is that they do want because the focus is more on what they don't want because they have the experience, they have the t-shirt.
And I've seen that. I've seen that in a lot of people because um especially women that sort of attract the same guy over and over again. So you just like you guy the same guy, he's just got a different name and a different face, but he's the same guy because you're so much concentrating on, oh, I don't want a guy that beats me up. I don't want a guy that hasn't got a job. I don't want this, I don't want that. So you're saying that I don't want, but the universe doesn't know the difference.
Doesn't
So you're saying
know
it
the
and you're
difference.
just attracting that. So you keep getting the things that you don't want. I get it.
Yes. So that's one. And then there's also the and I used to fall into this mindset where it's the familiar. It's what you're familiar with, right? This is all I've known, so I'm only going to date this because that's all I know. You're not being open to explore other things. So you keep attracting exactly the same kind of people. They might look different and have a different name, but it's essentially the same people. And then so people who have the self-fulfilling prophecy where you already have limiting beliefs around relationships or life in general. Oh, all relationships are going to end anyway. All men are going to cheat. Oh, there are no good men. All the good ones are taken. Whatever narrative you have going on unconsciously most of the time, the self-fulfilling prophecy, it's going to happen, right? So that when it happens, you say,
I knew
and I
it.
said it. I knew it. Yeah, I said it. No, you created it.
Mm,
Like you made it happen.
mm,
It wasn't going to happen. You made it happen. So again, that's how we're constantly in our own way, where we don't even realize that we're in the driving seat. We're thinking that other people are doing this stuff to us. Oh, they're just no man, it's nobody. Oh, I had this person's story. And again, that's another thing I want to talk about. The people that you surround yourself with, because again, you mentioned something very key. The universe doesn't know the difference between what you, Nina, experienced and what Joan told Nina that she experienced, and Nina is having an emotional reaction to that. So when you're constantly around people in negative relationships or bad relationships, and that's all that's going on, and then talking about it all day, and you're getting extremely emotional, and you're like, I knew he's such an idiot, he's this, the oh man. You didn't go through that experience, but you're reacting, you're connecting your emotion to someone else's
mm,
story. You need
mm,
to know the difference. The universe is like, whoa, Nina likes being cheated on, she likes being beat up, she likes being treated with disrespect. I'll just send those her way.
mm.
Right? So it's very intricate. It sounds complex, but it's not. It just starts with you being aware. What is going on in my head per time? What are my thoughts? What am I connecting my energy to? What kind of energy am I putting out there? Who am I attracting? Look at the people you're attracting. Who am I attracting? If it's not what you're attracting, then something's got to
Mm.
change, right?
So where do we start? How do we change? How do we do it?
So like I said, the first step is really becoming aware of everything that's going around you and being own that, right? Stop looking for who to blame. Just own that. Okay, this is all me. I've created all of this. I don't want that anymore. So now you have to go inwards and be like, okay, so what is really going on? How am I this way? Why am I this way? What are those thoughts? What are those things I've said? Those beliefs I've listed out to myself, and it's just repeating itself in my brain or in my mind. becoming aware of those and healing from that, right? Forgive yourself, love yourself, and be like, okay, yeah, well, that was the old me. That's not what I want. Now I need to create new thoughts around what it is that I want in a relationship. I have to create a better belief system that actually believes that I'm deserving, I'm worthy. There are beautiful, amazing people out there, and they're for me. They're not for other people. They're for me too, right? And start to really, really align yourself to that type of mindset and that kind of vibration. And like I said, sometimes it's just the friends you have, the people you're listening to, the stories keep repeating itself. Guard your mind, guard what it is that you're listening to. And it doesn't mean you can't have people who talk about these things, but just control your emotions. Don't get in, like, don't start acting like it's happening to you. It's not happening to you. So just make sure that there's always a distance between whatever it is that you're hearing, and be like, well, that's your story, that's your experience. As for me, I believe that there's somebody amazing out there for me. You know, I've healed from whatever trauma it is. I know exactly what it is that I want, yada, yada, yada. And just starting to work on yourself. It is an inside job. There is nothing on the outside. No one is coming. No one is coming to save you. He's not coming to knock on your door. Ain't gonna happen. You need to
But
work on yourself to be able to attract the right man.
I think that's what a lot of women are expecting, because they're not actively seeking relationships. So they're just sitting down waiting for the knight in shining armor to come and knock on the door. Like the Amazon delivery guy.
And even the Amazon delivery guy is not knocking on your door. He's just flinging your parcel right outside your
Exactly.
door. Pick it up if you want. Get out of here.
It's true. It's true. So, Joan, I need you to give me some tips. I need you to give the people that are watching some tips, because it's all well and good you saying, you know what, the change starts within, and you've got to change your mindset and how you think and blah, blah, blah. But it's not that easy, especially with me. I've got 52 years of unraveling thoughts and behaviors to do. Do you get what I mean? And it's so easy to slip back into the old mindset and the old way of thinking because it's familiar to me. So how do I go about starting that change?
Well, the first way is to sign up for my masterclass, which is coming up next week, Saturday.
And there it is.
Well, that's the first step, is to go sign up. I'm gonna type it in the comments in a second. But just make that decision that you want something different. You want a different result. If you keep doing what you've always done, you always get the same result. So decide for yourself once and for all, okay, enough of all this monkeying around. I want to do things differently. I want to be different so that I can attract what it is that I'm looking for, right? Because a lot of people who say, oh, I don't care, I'm happily single, it's not true, right? We're not wired to be,
but they're speaking it into their existence. They're speaking it into the universe. Yeah.
Exactly. And it doesn't mean that you can't be happily single. You can, if you want to be, that's fine. Like, people want to, power to you. But if you really deep down inside, you truly desire a relationship, then this is an opportunity to sign up for my masterclass and really come and learn and hear from other people how you can start to get on this journey, because it is a journey. Is it going to happen overnight? No. Like you said, 50 something years of, baggage. So we need to take that off. We need to start to empower you with more power, more empowering thoughts, more empowering things you can do, right? Practices, skills that you can learn, to relearn, to reinvent yourself, right? To let go of some of those limited beliefs, right? To let go of some of the people that you surround yourself with, because sometimes you really need to take yourself out of certain environments to be able to have the things that you truly desire, right? If you have 5 friends and everybody is single or miserable, or you're going to be the sixth. That's just the way things happen. So really make that
together.
Yeah, really making that decision to want better and willing to invest in yourself to do better and take the time to do the work, the inside job. That's the starting point. And again, like I said, it's not it's not overnight, but it doesn't take that long, because whether we like it or not, this thing is already inside of us. Life has happened. The struggle, the survival mode, the heartbreak, the meeting of people, the divorced parents, like you and I, the trauma from our father, for instance, right? All of that has. Okay, let's talk about that. We are not talking about our father here, no, but all of that trauma, right, has suppressed what we naturally, innately know how to be able to attract the type of union that can be fulfilling, that can make you be better, that can push you, that can motivate you, that can help you grow, because that's what it's about. And again, that brings me to another thing. This idea of what you want, and you started off with that. A lot of people really don't know what they want. They know what their friends think they should want, or what their parents think they should want, or what social media has said they should want. But that's not really what they want. A lot of people really don't know who they are. And if you don't know who you are, how do you know what you want? You
This
don't
is
know.
very true. This is
You
very
just
true. I think you're very right about the whole social media thing, because there's this set of women that have appeared from nowhere that have now got this attitude of, what do you bring to the table? And I want a guy that's got this. I want a guy that's got a six-figure salary. I want a guy that's got a six-pack. I want a guy that's got his own business, his own car, no children. That really? Do you know what I mean? Is that really what you want? Or is that what social media is telling you that you want? Do you get what I mean? So,
exactly. It's a big problem. It's a huge problem,
mm,
right? So really, and it's not easy because that's all you're seeing. That's what everybody else is saying. Who are you? How dare you say, I just want a guy who's kind, a guy who respects me, a guy
yeah,
who, if I come back from work and I'm having a bad day, he wants to know how he can make my day better.
mm,
A guy who actually knows what my favorite meal is, right? A guy who would rather spend time with me than be out with his friends. No, Nina, he's got to be 6'5", a six pack, $1 billion in bank.
yeah,
So it's tough.
yeah.
But again, it's who do you surround yourself with? Who are you listening to? Right?
Mm,
Because if you surround yourself with the right people with the right mindset, then of course you can say that. You can say, I just want a man who sees me. That's enough.
just, yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
I want a
But your friends would be
man that
like,
sees me that's got
sees
a
you?
six-pack and 6 foot tall.
That's not enough. Sees you. Like, what did he get you for your birthday?
Yeah.
Right? And then they put all this pressure, and then you're thinking, okay, yeah, it's true. If he loves me, he would have bought me a two-seater Mercedes for my birthday. Do you
Mm,
that? No.
mm,
So a
mm.
lot of unlearning to do, but it's not easy, but it's doable. And my mission, my goal is really to educate and help as many people have what I never saw with my parents. We never saw with our parents growing up. But now I know it's possible. And there's no big secret. It's not even a big deal. It's just doing the work. It's
Mm.
just unlearning some of the things, changing your mindset, doing some practices, behaving the way we were all designed to behave anyway, just going back to how things were supposed to be.
Mm.
And then you can have the type of partner that you want, whatever that means to you.
When you say going back to how things are supposed to be, what does that look like? What do you mean when you say how things are supposed to be?
Yeah. So again, I'm not okay. We won't get into the whole feminist movement, but anyway. So there's the masculine energy. This is not physiology or gender or whatever. It's just the masculine energy and the feminine energy, right? Masculine men will always be attracted to feminine women. Period. Right. So again, if you decide that you want a masculine man who's going to step up and be that man and be the leader and take charge and be the provider, the protector, whatever, you have to check yourself to see, are you in your feminine energy, right? Are you showing up as boss lady, controlling, if he says one, you've said 50. Masculine men don't like that. And I believe that as I'm going to speak for myself, as women, as a woman, for me, going back to my feminine energy wasn't that difficult. I had been in boss lady mode for so many years because it was more for survival. But when it came to really, Joan, you're in his face constantly, you're unapproachable, like you have 10 words for every single word. Calm the F down, really, and just relax a little bit and actually allow him take charge. Because what would happen is you say you wanted to take charge, but the moment, that's not how to do it. I'll just do it. I'll just do it anyway. Like,
I'll do it myself.
yeah, I'll just do it myself.
Mm.
So I'm learning all of that and really settling back into my feminine. It's like second nature. And now it's like, and it doesn't mean that there are not times where I bring up the boss lady energy. Like if I'm running my business or I'm doing my job or whatever, sure, boss lady energy can come up. But when I'm dealing in my relationship, then I lean back and allow him to be the man. Because if you try to bring up that masculine energy, he's just gonna retreat and be like, okay, well, you want to do it yourself? Yeah, you go ahead.
It's off-putting for men. But I think, and I'm not trying to play the blame game, but for a lot of single women, society has made it so that they have to be masculine. Do you know what I mean? Because if there's not a man around, you have to have masculine energy. Because how are you going to get shit done?
Exactly. So that's why I said it's a survival instinct. It's
Yeah.
survival. We learned how to do that out of survival. You're not gonna say, "Oh, my car's broken down. There's no man around, so car's just gonna." No. Or like you're gonna fix it. Like you need to feed. You need to take care of yourself. You especially if you have a kid. Like what are you gonna do? You need to step up and just do all of it.
Mm.
But at some point, if you are willing or you are desiring to have a masculine man in your life, then you have to be aware that, okay, it's no longer survival mode. I need to retreat and just go back to being that feminine. Because most masculine women actually want that.
Yeah.
But they're waiting. So here's the trick. When I meet the masculine man who steps up, then I'll be in my feminine. No. How are you going to meet him? Because if you're masculine, he's not going to see you, right? So they're waiting, and I get it. You're waiting for the masculine man to show up, and then you will stay in your family. But he's waiting to see a feminine woman.
Yeah.
So
I don't even think I know how to be feminine.
Yes, you do.
I've had masculine. No, but seriously, John, I've had masculine energy for so long. I don't think I know what it's like to be feminine. I don't know. I don't know. I thought putting on red lipstick was enough. But I actually don't think I know how to be feminine. That sounds really bad, right? But it's true. I know that I give off masculine energy. I know that about myself. But I don't know. Do I just take the bass out of my voice? What do I do? Like, how do I become the little woman? Because that's what I am inside. Inside, I'm a desperately seeking little woman waiting to get rescued. But I don't know how to show up like that. I just don't.
But like I said, it's just awareness. So just being aware. So even like the body language, even like if you're constantly like this and you're tense, then obviously you're already in your masculine. So just relax a little.
So relax my shoulders.
Relax your shoulders. Just lean back a little
Smile
bit.
more.
And don't try to control everything. Sometimes it's okay for things to go not the way you want it to go. Right. Smile more, be a bit more approachable. Don't have an answer for every single thing. Have an opinion, but don't do it in this combative, you can't tell me what to do. I have a mind of my own. Yeah, of course you have a mind of your own.
See, women need to hear that, because a lot of the time we want to be right. And even if we are right, sometimes we just need to let him be right. Because what does being right win? You don't win anything. You know what I mean? You don't have to be right all the time. So let him be right. Let him win. And why is it about even winning or losing?
So you do know how to be feminine. Like I said, it's inside of all of us. The problem is life has sucked it out of us. And without enough good experiences, then what are we left with? Right?
George said that a loose frock is a start. George, shut up. Yeah. You're bringing out the masculine energy in me. Yeah. You're making me get all managed. I'm trying to be feminine. I'm trying to start. So you're saying the first thing that we need to do as women is to be more feminine, let go of the masculine energy, let the man be the man, stop trying to be combative, stop trying to win everything, and just let him take the lead. So we're kind of going back to old school relationships when the man was the man and the woman was the woman. But I think that the lines have been blurred, very much so. And like I said just a little while ago, society's made like that because a lot of us, we live by ourselves, we've got to pay our own bills, we've got to do this, we've got to do that. So we don't have a man in our lives, we've had to become the man.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So then because we've become the man, any potential man that was looking us doesn't want us because we don't have feminine energy. Yeah. So it's a catch-22. It's kind of hard.
It is a catch-22. And, there are men who are more feminine. And again, nothing to do with gender. It's just energies. There are men who like a woman to lead, who, they're not trying to be...
I'm tired of leading.
But most masculine women are not attracted to those kind of men, but they keep attracting those kind of men. And then they take on the project because they think, okay, well, I'm this super ambitious, successful woman. I can change him. You don't want to be changed, right? And then it becomes this frustrating cycle of, you don't do anything. Why don't you take charge? Why can't you be more of a man? No. You chose to be with him. Like, he's just being who he is, right? So a lot of masculine women think, I can take on this man and change him and make him more masculine and help him be a better person. Like, he didn't ask you. And that's where you have men. She's like, oh, but I did all this for you. I didn't ask you. Like, who asked you? And then there's resentment, there's anger, there's bitterness. Then they're like, okay, that's the last time. No man, like, you know, all men are, you know, whatever. So
for me personally, I'm not attracted to feminine men. I'm just not. And feminine men are not attracted to me because they think that I'm too much hard work, and they're probably right. But what I do tend to attract, I attract alpha men, because it's like you said, a man, an alpha man wants a feminine woman. So because of the masculine energy that I give off, the guys that are attracted to me have to be really, really, really manly. Do you get what I mean? And then I'm not attracted to that because they want to have me under the thumb and try and, yeah, it doesn't work. I attract they're too manly. They're too, yeah.
So you become a project for them because they're like, okay, this woman that's not submissive, I am going to. So you become a project. So the same way.
That's
so
exactly
like,
that.
I'm gonna break you.
Yeah, I'm gonna break her down. Like, yeah, but that's exactly it. You're so right. You are so right. I think I've become a project for them, and they want to turn me into the little woman. And I want to be the little woman. I absolutely do. But I don't want you to, like, break me to make me that.
Yeah. And I don't want to go down the line of toxic masculinity or whatever it is. Those are just terms. But again, it goes back to once you've done the work, right? Because you need to do the work. You need to make sure that you've healed and you're in a good state, a right mindset to be able to attract the kind of man that you want. You need to be clear on what it is that you truly want. What are your non-negotiables? First of all, what are your values? You can't have certain values and then go against your values when you're choosing a man. It's just not going to work. So get clear on what it is that you're looking for. What are your hell freaking no? Never.
But I think sorry to cut you, sis. I think with a lot of women, we do renege on our values because we think to ourselves, well, okay, so he doesn't do this, but I'll tolerate it because I want this.
And how's that working out?
Yeah, it's not working out for me, boo-boo. I'll tell you that. It's true. But we're so scared of sticking to our guns and sticking to our values because we're frightened that we're going to get left behind. Do you get what I mean?
Because there is a narrative that there are no good men, or all the good men are taken, or you can't get a man if you're over 50, or whatever it is, because you have your single mom. There's a lot of narrative out there that make women scared. So now they're just looking for whoever's available. Like, they feel thankful that a man actually wants to be in a situation, because most of the time it's not even a real relationship, right? He's going to stay gone tomorrow, whatever. And you're just thankful that, geez, at least I have a man. No, you don't. No, you don't. That's not good enough. So, and again, that's why it goes back to the mindset. If you're in this scarcity, or, oh, there are no men, I'm going to be left behind, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, I'm not deserving, then that's what you're going to keep attracting. You're going to keep attracting men who don't treat you as a priority, right? Whenever they call you, you're like, they don't call you, they don't check in on you, they're not there to support your dreams, they don't even know what your dreams are.
And that's the thing. Women are afraid to let that guy go. So they'd rather have that than have nothing. Do you get what I mean? If you're not a priority in his life, if he's not calling you, if he's not checking up on you, then let him go. What are you losing? What are you losing?
Go. But again, if you've done the work and you've gotten out of your own freaking way, and now you're constantly attracting high quality, high value men, why would you be holding on to less than good? Like, you wouldn't. So it's when you've been single for like 20 years and now you've seen someone who's like, hey, what's going on? Yeah, please, thank you. You don't even believe that you can get something
worthy of
better.
it.
You can do better. Yeah, you don't even believe. You're like, it took me 20 years to get this one. I'm a hold on, right? But when you've done the work, when you have the self-love, when you have the confidence, when you know for a fact that there is no scarcity at all, anywhere, male or female, then you're a little bit more relaxed. Then you're in the energy of abundance. Then you're like, these are my standards. These are my non-negotiables. These are my values. Anything else is a no. And you just stay there. And you would find that it becomes easier to attract the type of men that you truly desire. But when you're in desperate mode,
Exactly.
you just
Then your values are all over the place.
all
Your
over the place.
moral compass is all over the place. Yeah.
I have a man. It's not to wear that as a value. No, you don't have a man.
And you have a situationship.
You have a
But
situationship.
there's a lot of women that are in situationships, but they put up with it. They settle
Oh, yeah.
because, as far as they're concerned, I've got a man. But have you got a good one?
It's not about being in a relationship. It's about being in.
It's funny. We as women, we will tolerate a whole lot more from men than they will tolerate from us. Men would not put up with the shit that we put up with from men. Why is that?
Because men know what they want and they stick to it.
Okay.
Women know what they want, but they like, we're so flaky. You're just like, oh yeah, do I really want it? Is it really like? Yeah, we're just all over the place, right? And again, it's because that foundation isn't there.
So is that because men and women are definitely wired differently? Men have a clear idea of what they want. But is that because men are the choosers? See, we believe that we're the ones that choose, but it's actually men that choose.
I think we choose.
You think?
I think we choose. And and I'll tell you why. For a long time, I thought men had to choose. But that energy of, he chose me, so I have to, and I hear this a lot. Oh, he likes me. Like, I don't care whether you like me or not. The question is, do I like you? Period. I've had relationships in the past where it was like, oh, boy meets girl, boy likes girl, he's hot on your pursuit, and if he's a Nigerian man, trust me, he's not letting go. And then eventually I'll be like, oh, okay, and all my friends will be like, Joan, just give him a chance. Well, that's how I even got married. That's how I got married. First date, I was like, don't ever call me, hate your guts, nothing in common, values. But all my friends are like, oh, but he really likes you, he's such a great guy, right? So a lot of the time that happens to us women, and then we fall into that trap where we feel he's chosen us, so like, what are you waiting for? But no, he's choosing you. You have to be choosing him too. And again, it goes back to this conditioning, this narrative, this mindset. When you fix all of that, then you're in a position of power. He can say no, but you can say no too. And he can say yes, and you can still bloody say no. You're not what I'm looking for, period. There's no conversation. Done. Right? So again, both are choosers. There's no one's choosing. He's choosing me, but I have to be choosing him too.
But I think with men, they're more clear in what they want. Like you said, we as women, we're more flaky. So a man will be like, you know what, actually, you know what I'm looking for? It's a wrap. Whereas a woman will be like, you know what I'm looking for? But, you know, I can change that.
Yeah,
or I can tweak this.
He's make him a project, or but he calls me. He's this. Look, do the work. When you do the inner work, it becomes easy. It's an easy pass, right? And even we can't listen to the issue, but yeah, exactly. This is always the warning signs, always the red flags. But yeah, red flags are good. It's good for external, but internally, you have to know. You have to be 100% clear on what it is that you want. And have the courage to say no, to say no. One of the other mistakes that women make is they get invested too quickly. Like, you go on 2 dates and you're already telling your friend,
he's the one.
Like, you don't even know his last name. Like, what do you mean he's the one? He's the one what? Like, he's the nothing, right? You're already planning the wedding. Like, what are you talking about? We get invested too quickly, too soon. Stop that, right? I say date multiple people. I'm not saying go do whatever, but talk to multiple people at the same time. That way you can slow down this tunnel vision that women usually have when it comes to men.
You see that mindset? I can't get into that, sis, because I think that's a very American mindset. Yeah, I think that's a you lot thing. Because over here, it's you don't date more than one guy. or I don't. It's a
No, you shouldn't.
bit.
You should. Yeah, again, anybody can do whatever it is that they want. But my belief is going out on a date is not the same as being in a relationship. And
Totally.
until a man has opened his mouth to say, I want to be in an exclusive relationship with you, I'm single. Period.
So what
Right?
you're
I can go
saying
on dates with whoever.
So what you're saying is I can go out for dinner with John tomorrow,
Yeah.
and I can
Yeah.
go out for dinner with Mike
Yeah.
on Monday, and it's
Yeah.
absolutely fine.
Absolutely. And I tell you
Okay,
what I
cool.
did. And I'm sure Davide even told you this, but because I was doing all this work, and again, I was still battling with all the demons. So things they're saying, oh, you can't date multiple people at the same time. But I decided that this time around, I was going to do it properly. So I was going on dates with multiple people, and usually I wouldn't tell anybody. I just go on the dates and just at the end of the day decide if he chooses me, I choose him. It's a match. If not, see you later. But this time around, I said, you know what? I'm going to pick 4 people that I'm going to date consistently for a while, and I'm going to let all of them know. And my friends were like, no man, no masculine man is going to stay. So there were 4 of them, and I told all 4 of them within 2 days. And all of them said, sure, may the best man win. And now it became a, okay, so what is this tomorrow? Can I take you out tomorrow? So it was constantly, in fact, Davide was the only person who kept saying to me, every time we go out on a date, he'll be like, where do I rank now? Do you think I'm getting closer to that? But it was so, like, I felt so powerful. And I really felt like this is how it used to be back in the days when women would have all these suitors that will come, and then you choose. The competition, exactly. Men love a bit of honestly, it was wild. Like, these men were, it was like, I was going on dates every day. It's like, okay, are you free tomorrow? Are you free tomorrow? Are you free tomorrow? Are you free tomorrow? I said, okay, and I need to choose. But then it was level playing field, and I could now really go back to my baddies and be like, what is my number one? What is most important to me? Like, who is the person that is more aligned? And Davide won, not by a long shot, to be honest. Like, no, he wasn't the best looking, he wasn't the richest, because at that point, none of those things really mattered to me. It was who is consistent. Like, who really cares about, like, if I drive somewhere, Davide is like, where are you? Are you there now? Call me once you get there. I want to know you're okay. I want to do this. What do you need? Like, constantly, and he never stopped.
Your connection is breaking up a little.
My connection. It looks fine to me. Is it okay now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for me, I had the space and the capacity, because usually one man, tunnel vision, there's nothing else. But now I could look at all 4 and really come up with a pros and cons list and really be like, who ticks the most boxes? Like, which values are most important to me, and who is displaying those things? And I felt free, because they all knew. I didn't exchange. I didn't tell them names. Davide actually, yeah, I want to know them. No, you don't need to know anybody's names. But everybody was like, okay, fine. Just let me know. When you make a decision, I made my decision, and I let all of them know. And it was like, thank you so much. It was really nice getting to know you. And that was it. So it is possible. It went against everything, especially when you come from a religious background. It went against everything inside of me. Like, I was struggling. I was like, is this right? Is this morally right, wrong? But when I went through it and I saw how it took away that pressure, right? That thing that we have when you hone in on one man and you're like, you didn't call me today. I couldn't care less whether you called me or not. I had 3 other people calling me.
Yeah.
I was sitting around waiting for your call. I had 3 other people calling me.
No,
right?
I totally get it. I think the difference is because dating, there's a difference between being in a relationship and dating. Yeah. Going out on dates does not make a relationship. You're not being intimate with these people or whatever. You're getting to know them. Do you get what I mean? But I think that what a lot of us women do, we close ourselves off. So you've been asked out by this one guy, you're now closed off, and your focus is on that guy. But you might go on 3, 4 dates and realize that you actually don't have anything in common.
Exactly.
Yeah, you don't have to get into a relationship with every guy you date.
No, you don't have to. And you need to slow it down. Like, don't be in a hurry to dive into a relationship. Like, give it some time. Be able to have, again, a lot of women don't even know the type of conversations they have. Like, oh, how do I really get to know the real him? But there's questions you can ask, there's conversations that you can have. Like, move it away very quickly from the physical, you're so beautiful, you're okay, you're whatever. But what are your values? Like, what are the things that are important to you, right? What's your relationship with your family? If this situation happened, what would you do? What are your thoughts around? You got to be using the dating period to get to know the person. You already know you're physically attractive. Okay, whatever, let's move that aside right now. Get to know the person and be able to make a decision if you're not aligned. If a man, male or female, if a person shows you who they are, please accept it. But just like, thank you, bye, I'm out. Like, see you later. Like, what are you waiting around for?
But what a lot of us do, we go into the "but I can change him" mode. Yeah, we do. Like, he's a rogue, but he'll change for me. No, boo boo, he won't.
No, he won't.
Forget it. Leave that project alone.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's true.
So again, just to go back for people who may be joining midway. So, like, if you're a woman who is ready and you're thinking, you know what, I've done this whole single independent woman thing, I've been struggling, and now I'm really ready to attract the right kind of man and a high value, high quality man, and do the work, because it's not the other side, it's not external, it's you. If you're ready to do the work so that you're able to attract wonderful men into your life, then you want to sign up for my masterclass. It's a free masterclass next week, next Saturday. It's all virtual. Sign up, come, be surrounded by like-minded women, unlearn, learn skills, mindset shifts, so that you can be able to attract the wonderful, amazing man that you deserve and that you desire.
So,
they are available.
What time on Saturday is the masterclass?
Well, it's 10 a.m. Eastern, so that's like 3 p.m. GMT. I'm assuming you're GMT. Yeah. So it's 3 p.m. your time. Just putting in the link. Oh, geez, if I can see. This is a problem when you start getting old.
So it's, don't talk to me about getting old, sis. So it's a free masterclass. Anyone could. Is it only for women?
No, men can join too. Like
George, you can join the masterclass. George needs it. He does. He really does.
Like a lot of men have asked me to do something for men, and the truth is, it's the same principles but a little bit different. But yeah, I think in the future I might do something for strictly for men, because it's also inner work for men too. Like I hear a lot of men, oh, just find me a woman, just introduce me to a woman, because again, one, they're pushing the narrative that they're the ones choosing and they don't have any work to do. If I choose you, come along, what's your problem? Like, you know, I'm a man, right? But that's not enough. There's way more to a relationship, to a fulfilling, healthy relationship. It's not about just having someone that you're knocking boots with. No, it's not about that. If you really want to build and grow and have a fulfilling, loving relationship with somebody, then there's work to be done, both on the male side and the female side as well. So at some point, maybe I'll do something for just men, right? To get them out of that bubble. If you want to attract a high quality, high value woman, I'm not going to say submissive, because with women, if you love a woman the right way, she naturally submits. Not submission in the way that they want you to send me and break you and put you that. No, it's not about that. Right, she just allows you lead. So she leans into her feminine, and she allows you to be the man. So that's what submission is in my definition.
Think that's what, when you feel safe enough in a relationship, like you said, I think that you naturally become submissive. You know, if I feel safe, then I'm allowed to be feminine, and I will be. You know, but if I don't feel safe, then that's when the masculine energy shows up.
Exactly. So it's almost like a fake it till you feel it. Only because masculine energy, we've been in that for a while. So it's going back. Again, if you go back to the law of attraction, you have to be it already before you can have it. Right? Know that we want to be in our feminine energy. We want a man to take charge. You have to be that first to be able to attract that man. And then you can truly be that, if that makes sense. Right? So it's almost like fake it till you feel it, but it's not really faking it, because it's already inside of us. We know how to be that way when we feel safe, right? When we feel secure, when we don't have to ask the question, what are we? I think that's the worst question in the world. What are we?
No, yeah, I'm not asking that. I'm not. So what is this? So what are we in? Yeah. What am I?
What is this? What are we doing? Yeah. Yeah,
I
so
think if
these
you have
signs
to
are
ask that, then you're not in the right
no, you're
relationship.
not. You're
Mm-mm.
not. You're not. Just remove yourself. And like I said, for me, the only thing that marks the beginning of a relationship is when a man has opened his mouth to say the words. And most men will do it. Just wait. And if he doesn't, just remove yourself.
How long would
Right?
you wait? How long
So it depends.
would you give him?
How long would I give him? Well, if we've been going on dates for, let's say, anything before 4 weeks, I wouldn't say yes anyway. So there's no point even asking because I don't think I know enough to make an informed decision. But after 4 weeks, if we've been on like 10 dates, at that point, if he were to ask, when the first time Davide asked, I actually said, no, it's too soon. Because he asked after like 2 weeks. I was like, no, it's too soon. And there's still 3 other men I'm talking to. So you need to give me some time to get to know all of you, and then I can make a decision. So I don't know that there's a time. I think there's a, how well do I know this person enough? How aligned are we? And then, and I'm not afraid to say not yet. I'm still thinking about it. Like, say it. You just don't feel the pressure the need to say yes.
Do you have to have met his friends, his family, his kids, his co-workers? Do you have to know all of those people before you say yes? Is it enough? I mean, like, you could go on 10 dates with a guy and it's just you and that guy, but he's a serial killer. His wife is locked up in the basement. You don't know him. Do you get what I mean? You just know him.
Okay.
So do you need to meet his co-workers, his friends, his family, his kids? Do you need to know all of that before you say yes?
Okay. So I don't even know that it's the women who push for that. I think that most men, when they meet a fabulous woman, they want to show her off to everyone, right? So I've never been, well, I have when I've been in situationships where they just hide me forever. Like, you never meet anybody. It's like always the one excuse why. But that's a red flag. Like, that's a sign that
Yeah.
you're single. You're single, but in a relationship. Yeah, you're very single. So most men would be in a hurry to want to show you off, to introduce you to their world, because they also know that it's not just two people coming together to, do whatever, but it's also the integration of worlds. So they also want to, they want, people are always in a hurry to meet my world. Like, I'm never too much in a hurry, but I find that most men I've dated are in a hurry. They want me to meet their family, they want me to meet their friends, their co-workers, constantly they want to talk about me, they want me to meet everybody, they want me to be a part of their world. So that's usually a good green flag. Even though some men are skilled, they have PhDs, they will show you all of that and still not want anything serious with you. So again, you have to be having the right type of conversations. You have to be figuring out, okay, what are his values? What are his true intentions, right? When is he just words? Look at his actions. What is he doing versus what he's saying, right? And just use that. That's why when you slow things down, it's easier for you to see these things. You're not carried away.
That's another very, very valid point. Do their words align with their actions?
Exactly.
Because men are very good at telling you what you want to hear.
Women
In fact,
too.
it's not even. Oh yes, very true, very true. It's not even that men are good at telling you what you want to hear. You imagine what you want to hear. Do you get what I mean? I know women. I've got friends, and even me myself. Like, I've made up this whole relationship in my own head because his actions do not line up with the things that he says. You get what I mean? But because he said it, I believe it. But I haven't actually seen it. So it's not real. But we do that all the time.
We do.
That's why we have to get out of our own way, and we have to sign up for your masterclass next Saturday, so we can learn how to how to navigate our way through this minefield called relationship.
And be kind to yourself, because we didn't learn this thing in school. Like, no one taught us any of this stuff. And I didn't have good examples growing up. You didn't have good examples growing up. So we've kind of just done the whole trial and error, trying to figure this out on our own. So be patient and be kind to yourself. Give yourself, just know that it's not easy. Everyone's struggling with this stuff, but it's possible. You can find true love. You can find the type of man or woman that you're looking for. It is available, but you have to be willing to do some work. Someone says loving your puppy. Who's puppy?
Yeah.
Who has a puppy?
Puppy.
puppy.
Did she mean puppy? That wasn't a puppy. That's a cat. Are you trying to say that my cat looks like a dog? Okay.
Okay.
Right. I haven't read any of these comments. Paul, what are you saying? Oh no about. What's this? Oh, Lippy. Samantha Mendes says that she loves my Lippy. Is it my Lippy or Joan's Lippy?
Oh my God.
Right. Paul says better finding love organically. But that's what we're talking about, Paul. We're talking about finding love organically. We're not trying to force it. We're just trying to show, or not even I'm trying to show, Joan is trying to show how by being our authentic selves, we can attract the people that we really, really want and not the people that society says that we want. Do you get what I mean?
Or whatever's available.
Exactly, whatever's left on the shelf, you know. And that's what a lot of women do. They put up with what's left because they're too afraid to wait for what they really deserve because they don't actually think that they really deserve it.
Mm-hmm.
And again, that's learned behavior, something that we're going to have to unlearn and start all over again.
Absolutely.
Right, what else is that in there? Hold on a second. Right, Paul says I'm listening. Good, Paul. I hope you're listening because this goes for men too. Do you know what I mean? I know that Paul's unmarried. I don't know if marriage is on your agenda, Paul. I don't know if you're looking for the woman of your dreams, but maybe if you attend Joan's masterclass, you'll be able to find her if you're looking. I don't know. Right. What did Samantha say?
You both look lovely. Thank you. Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, we actually look like twins.
Say again?
I said we look like twins. We really do look
We
like
actually
twins.
do a twinning today with the glasses.
We are
very much
today.
Yeah. Right, what did George say? What is it? What's he saying?
No, you were saying whether marriage was on the horizon for him, and he's saying no.
No, that's George. I was saying is marriage on the horizon. I don't know about George. I don't know what George is doing. I was saying I don't know whether or not Paul is looking for marriage. Okay. Right, what did Marjorie say? Marge says I've got 56 years of unlearning to do. Marge, it's not just you. Yeah, I've got 50 plus years of unlearning to do. And like we were saying at the beginning of this live, with the masculine energy that I've got, it's because I've had to do everything on my own. And I've kind of just slipped into this masculine energy giving woman, which is not a reflection of what's going on the inside. Because Joan, you know full well I'm just not that masculine person, but it's just this facade that I've kind of created and people have created for me. So I've kind of adopted it. Do you get what I mean? And it is very unattractive. And the kind of men that I do attract, I don't actually want. Because I don't want a big beefcake, aggressive, masculine ape of a guy. I don't. But then saying that, I don't want a little wet blanket either. I want something a little bit in the middle. Just a little bit in the middle. It's true. I find the kind of guys that I attract want to conquer me. Do you know what I mean? They see me as a challenge that can be conquered. I don't want to be conquered. I want to be loved.
You want to be loved. Yes, you want to be seen. You want to be able to be yourself, show your true self, be your authentic self.
Exactly. Be vulnerable, be feminine. You know what I mean? But like you said, in order to do that, I have to be feminine first. And that's what I find hard. Yeah. That's what I find difficult. It ain't easy out here, John. It really
anywhere. Like
it's hard. It's hard.
But it's possible.
You know? So
and it doesn't take a long time. It really doesn't, right? It's that consistency. It's that being intentional about it, checking yourself, being aware, constantly checking yourself. Well, luckily now I have someone who, if I go into my masculine, he tells me right away, I don't want this boss lady masculine energy. I'm not having that. Okay, then it's just so it's just constantly catching yourself.
And also, is it important to do away with all your preconceived ideas of what you think the ideal man is?
You have to come up with your own list. And
Right.
it's going to be different for everyone. So you have to be able to ask yourself, is this really, really important to me? Right? What is really, like, for me, if you're not kind, I don't care if you have $1 billion. Like, it really doesn't matter. Like, if you're mean, we know the people who are mean people. You just know this person is wicked, right? So if you're not kind, if you're not respectful, if you're not supportive, right? If things that bother me don't bother you, like, we have a problem.
Mm.
If you can't be my friend, if I can't talk to you about anything, we have a problem. Like, I don't care how much money you have. I don't care how big your house is, right? I don't care how good you are. Like, if a man who loves his looks more than he loves me, it's a problem. Some people are okay with that. I'm not okay with it. You can't be more vain than I am. Like, what are you talking about? Right? So it's about what is important to you, and you have to decide that for yourself. This is not a let's gather as a group of friends and write down a man's list together. No, this is an individual journey. You have to be clear. You have to be sure, what is it that I truly want? Like, for some people, maybe religion is so important to you. You want someone who your beliefs are aligned. Then just go for that. Right? Other people, they don't care. That's okay too. Some people want, a man who's educated because they want to have those intellectually stimulating conversations. Good for you. Some people just want someone who's going to go partying with them and go traveling. Good for you too.
That as well is important, sis, because in order to find the kind of fish that you want, you've got to swim in the right lake, yeah? And it's all well and good saying, I want a man that loves God, but then you're in the club every week. You're not going to find the man that loves God in the club.
Yeah, but a man that loves God is too vague. It's not specific enough, because you can't say that because I go clubbing doesn't mean I don't love God. Right? And I don't want to get into spirituality, because, again, what is your concept of God? What is it by going to church? Is it by reading the Bible 12 times a day? So you need to define what it means to you and how important it is to you to find somebody who aligns to that. Right? There are a lot of people who claim to love God who are not very kind. Just put it that way.
Very true.
So you can choose love God or be kind. I'm going to take be kind. I'm going to take someone who respects humans, who actually wants to do good for the world, not you're preaching to me 24/7 a day, yet you're harboring wickedness in your heart. You're telling me every day, oh, this person is this. You're constantly judging, condemning others. I'm not interested, right? So you need to choose, and don't use this blanket statements that the world has said, right? He has to be a manly man. What does that even mean? A man who beats a woman? Like, what is a manly man? Be specific. What are the experiences you want to have? How do you want this person to make you feel?
So should we write them down? Should everybody, in preparation for this masterclass next week, shall we write down exactly what it is that we're looking for and be specific in it? Because, like you said, we make these blanket statements, I want a man of God, but what does that actually mean? So we need to break it down and be specific down to a T, exactly what it is that we're looking for.
Specific but realistic.
Right.
And I don't want to get into that today, because some people, I've seen some lists and I'm just like,
do you remember when we were talking about that list that lady had? Do you remember?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, let's be realistic with our list.
Let's be realistic.
Yeah, because some people, they're just
Let's be realistic with our list. And the last thing I want to say, because I think we've been going on for a while now, but when it comes to writing the list, and that's one of the topics we're going to cover in the masterclass, the list is one part. But then, again, if we go back to the law of attraction, which says like attracts like, for you to be able to have something, you have to be in the same vibrational alignment with that thing. So it's good to write, I want a guy who's ambitious, who's great with money, who respects me, who is kind, who's generous, who's this, who's that. But are you those things? If you are not, you can't have him. You cannot have him. So write your list, great. But then the next part is look at that list and say to you, be honest. Am I a kind person? When was the last time I was generous? Like, am I dependable? Am I reliable? I want a man who has my back.
Exactly. Am I loyal? Am I trustworthy? Am I honorable?
Are you those things? it's not a condemn, you're not that. No, you can start to imbibe some of those things. So those things that you're looking for in a partner, become that, and you will find you're able to attract that kind of person. It's always an inside job, trust me.
Mm. Mm. Well,
Yeah.
Joan, this has been very enlightening. I have learned a lot. I'm hoping that people that have been watching have learned a lot too. You've put the link in the comments, so anyone that's interested can sign up for Joan's masterclass. It's next week Saturday. It's 3 p.m. UK time. I don't know what time it's going to be in Canada. What time is it going to be over your side?
It's 10 a.m. Eastern.
10 a.m. Eastern. So, Joan, thank you very much. It's been fun.
So for those who don't
and
know, Nina is my big sis. That's why we look alike.
Right, we will catch you lot later. Joan, thank you, and I'll speak to you in a bit. Bye, everybody.
Bye.